What's up, guys? Hey, thanks for hanging out. We are about to talk about the Denver Market Trends Report, September 2024. I know we're like a whole month previous. So usually these come out thanks to the Rueth team for even producing something like this. I'll show you the whole Market Trends Report. They produce a fantastic like PDF 28 slides. I'm looking right at it right now, just getting it ready for your viewership. So, Mike, what up, man? Appreciate you coming out, dude. So, we are going to be going over this, and just to give you an idea of what this all looks like and what to expect, a lot of this is going to be like real estate related and also Denver related things. And for those of you who are watching elsewhere outside of Colorado or even outside of Denver, welcome. This might not pertain to you too much, but I truly appreciate you just hanging out and supporting me in general. Jeff, Dad, what up? Yeah, feel free to put some Q&A or like just ask some questions if you're ever curious about like Denver real estate or anything like that. Of course, hit me up. All my information is in the YouTube channel banner, or I'll just say it right here, 719-787-7977. I like that number because it had like 5 sevens in it. So without further ado, I got a couple of things. We got 3 things. The first thing is just talking about the Denver Film Festival. It's the 47th. It's not going to be talking about it too much, like not much real estate yet, but let's go on to the main session here. We have, oh shit. I should not curse either. I should practice that as well. So Denver Film Fest, we got a lot of pretty cool stuff going on. We got the schedule, film guide. We got tons, dozens, if not hundreds of pretty cool films coming up, and it's starting today, tonight, and going all the way through November 10th. And it has a lot of familiar faces. Where you will be like, oh, hey, I know that guy from that one movie. That's definitely how I reacted. But a lot of these, you don't judge a book by its cover, but I definitely will. I mean, like with all the accolades tied to some of these covers, I probably will hop onto some of these movies depending on where I am and when I am. The schedule is on this website as well. Let me see, looking at the schedule. So yeah, tonight is the opening night. The piano lesson is the opening movie. And then you got like 3-ish movies per day going on. Oh no, this is like all in one day, November 1st, Friday. And you got like what, 12, 10, 11-ish all on Friday. And then Saturday, you got a ton more. Look at all these theaters just happening all at once. It's okay to speak the language. What up, Dan? Yeah, so that is what it's like for the Film Fest. Yeah, pretty flippin' sweet. And onto more real estate related information. I saw this article right before I turned on live here. Home sellers who used an agent earned $79,000 higher profit than non-traditional sellers. And here we are as a real estate agent, or here I am as a real estate agent. I know Dan here, he's doing his thing here, supporting me, but he's also a real estate agent, and we can navigate these contracts and all that good stuff. But the opening line here, right? Despite having to pay commission, sellers who used a real estate agent to sell their home earned a profit of $207,000, $79,000 more than $128,000 profit that sellers who did not hire an agent made. So, couple of things. I'm not sure how much you know about the NAR lawsuit, the stipulations between like who pays for what, right? A lot changed at August 17th, give or take, where the sellers are no longer obligated to pay for the buyer agent commission. And basically that sort of sets apart the buyers that are able to afford that down payment and also the agent commission and also the home inspection and also the closing costs. So that increases the amount to have the buyer bring to the closing table by like what, $15,000, $20,000, depending on what the agreement is between the buyer and the buyer agent. And this is nationwide. This isn't just Denver. I think the only thing that might be like Denver specific is just the average amount of commission percentage, like 2.5%, 2.8%, maybe even 3%, depending on the house and what the seller wants to do. But as of right now, from what I'm seeing at this point, is a lot of the sellers are still giving the buyers some sort of compensation to pay for the buyer agency, right? So that the buyer's just not coming out all cash, right? Or with so much more, like tens of thousands of dollars just to pay for their buyer agent, right? So the big win there for sellers is that if you do provide a lot of that commission for the buyer agency, it's giving a lot of leverage for buyers to actually come and see your house, right? If let's say me, the agent, I'm like, hey, we can go see this house and this fits all of your criteria. That's great, but you're going to have to come out of pocket $15,000. It does not incentivize the buyer to go see that house because now he's like got to pay $15,000 just to the closing table and purchase this place, right? But if I have some sort of like if the seller comes forward and says like, hey, Ian, the seller is willing to give 2.5% for your commission up front. And I relay that information to the buyer and I say, hey, good news. The seller will pay for my agency. You want to go check it out? And 9 times out of 10, the buyer will be like, hell yes. So just wanted to give you guys that update there and just a little bit of that information. There was one other good point here that was really good, but I won't waste your guys' time. The main thing here is that like this article came out after that NAR lawsuit where the seller did not have to pay for buyer agency. But even then, I'm sure this number would have been somewhat similar even before the NAR lawsuit came into effect, where $79,000 more than the $128,000 profit that sellers who did not hire an agent made. So basically, you're making a lot more when you got an agent working for you who knows the contracts, who can work the deadlines, and can actually perform and get you that extra 80 grand on average, I believe. So that being said, T-Pain, what up, guys? Tyler, what up? Mike, dude, you're chatting it up. Please be a host, please. Love it. So we got the DMAR, Denver Metro Association of Realtors Market Trends Report, September 2024. And like I said, I know it's about like a month off, and the Rueth Team, thank you so much to the Rueth Team. I know I gave you a shout out in the description here, and thank you so much for coming out with these market trends reports. I wait on beck and call every month for these market trends reports, and hopefully with this I can give a little bit of insight for my audience and the people that want to watch it over here. So median close price, and one thing also that if you look over here, it's a month over month situation. This isn't like year over year. We got month over month. This is the change per month. So median close price decreased 2% from 576, or sorry, somewhere above, but now it's about 576,000 at the end of September. The October information will come out in a couple of days. Usually it's like November 4th, November 5th, something like that. And this is just really good information here. Closed homes down 20%. So less transactions happening. And with the sales volume, you're looking at 23%. And that could be a combination of things, right? Where the multi-million-dollar homes are probably not selling either, but then also the decrease in transactions is probably a huge effect on the sales volume as well. And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to try this out right here. I'm going to try out this, this cool little whiteboard effect here. So yeah, we got 25 days on the MLS, 20% up from last month. Crazy, like literally last year. And I believe we'll be going over the report. It might say like month over month and then year over year, but I believe last year in September, it was like what, 14 days. And so when the house went onto the market and it survived the weekend, or maybe even 2 weekends, a lot of the buyers that see that and they're like, hey, 15 days on market, what's wrong with this place? Right? Which is kind of a weird thing to think about. And that definitely happened when interest rates were like 2.5, 3, 4% even. But here we are at like 7.5%. And still seeing this number, right? So months of inventory, a lot of these signs here, you're looking at them and saying that, a lot of this is just showing that transactions are down, sales volume is down, and homes are staying on the market for longer. So to give you some context too, 3.6 months of inventory is, let me see, it looks like Ben here asked a question about that. So 3.6 months, does that mean that houses are on the market for more than 3 months? Yes, definitely. So up 20% from last month. So chances are that a lot of those houses that were on the market in September were probably on the market in October. And I'm seeing that a lot for my clients as well. And I'm looking at some of those houses that have been on the market for like 300 days on the MLS. Okay, that's probably something wrong with them. But 90 days, now you're looking at it and you're like, okay, that's about average now from what we're seeing on months of inventory. So, well, I guess months of inventory versus median days on MLS. Months of inventory, I guess to define it a little bit more, is like with the amount of buyers on the market right now, how long would it take for all those buyers to purchase the snapshot of listings on the MLS at this point? Back in the day when it was like 2, 3, 4%, houses were flying off the shelves. Like I even reached out to a listing or sorry, like a seller saying like, hey, before you put it onto the MLS, because I saw that it was coming soon, right? And before you put it onto the MLS, can I go show it? And we'll put an offer as soon as we like see the property. And if we want to pursue it, we will give you an offer before you put it on the MLS. And nowadays you're looking at what, 25 days, median days on MLS. And with months of inventory going significantly higher. What's crazy too is that 3 to 6 months is about average. That's a like, what do you call it? Not a buyer's market or a seller's market. It's about like the middle of the road here. 3 to 6 months is like that good range of months of inventory here. So there's a lot of like nuance to it. So Dan, thank you so much for answering all that good information. Yeah. Homes currently on the market at the current rate of sales? Yes, that is great. Active listings up, new listings are up. I'm surprised that new listings are up. I'm sure that like other agents are seeing like the days on MLS go up, the transactions going down, the months of inventory going up, and more listings are coming onto the market. I would have expected that the agents might have like advised to wait till the springtime or something like that in order for, maybe to get top dollar, because a lot of buyers and sellers wait for springtime because wintertime is usually pretty dead. So here we are. Thank you, Kat. What's up? Less competition if you can swing the mortgage. Yes. And that's where house hacking comes in. That's a separate live for you guys. So here we are. Market overview. Here we are. So active listings at month's end, right? This is big. I think I zoomed in enough so that you guys can see it. Yeah. You mind putting it in the chat if you can see it? Give me a 1 or a yes or something like that. Or if I need to zoom in a little bit more, let me know. So active listings at month's end. September 2024, you had 11,000. Year over year of September 2023, that's a 45% increase. Okay, 1.5. Thanks, Dan. So you get a 45% increase from last year. This is where things are just like, there's so much uncertainty at this point. I'm not sure how much of it is like politics. I'm not sure how much of it is the interest rate being super high, but it is a combination of all these things. I'm just seeing that like active listings going up, median days on market go up and all that good stuff, and transactions just going down. So sales volume down 11% last year, and month over month, you got that 23% that we mentioned. There's a couple of metrics here that one more zoom in, you got it. Let me see here. So I'll just zoom or like scroll side to side so that my face isn't in it. But the one thing that I wanted to bring up, or there's a couple of things that I specifically like to look at, and that was especially when Dan and I were talking about the market on the podcast, is close price to list price ratio. So what the heck is that, right? So close price to list price ratio. So if you're at 100%, that 98.92% means that you are lower than 100%, obviously. But to give you an example, 100% means that whatever the list price is at, that is what you close at. So if it's a $600,000 property and the offer's at $600,000 and no other negotiations happen and it stays at $600,000, you are at 100%. So with 98.2, you got, whoa, change colors. You like that? You're looking at a lower close price compared to the list price. So if I were to give, oh man, I hope I'm able to do the math real quick. So 0.9892 times, let's say that $600,000 example that I was just mentioning, right? 600,000. You're looking at a close price of $593,500. And that might be a factor of lowering the purchase price because of negotiations, more seller credits that they don't want to actually have as credits, but or maybe even a lower appraisal. There's a lot of reasons why, right? But the thing is, here we are at, let me just delete this for you guys. And then take this out. When you scroll over here, it's not that much different, or sorry, like it was actually a different arena that we were looking at even 1 year ago. So year over year, September 2023, you were seeing higher offers closer to the actual list price. Oh, sorry, my face is in the way. There we go. So offers closer to the list price. Pretty interesting, right? And this is with all residential units, not just the okay, yeah. The reason why I bring up all residential units, detached and attached. So detached, you got the single family homes, right? Attached, you got the townhomes, condos, apartments, and all that good stuff. And with these attached listings, you're seeing a lot more fluctuation, in my opinion. And at the very bottom of this market report, we'll also go over like what the rents are looking like for these attached and detached homes going forward. So days on MLS, median, you got that 25 that we were mentioning, up 20%, and year over year, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, so September 2023, 2 weeks. Homes were staying on the market for 2 weeks here. And you guys could see my mouse, yeah? Okay, I don't need to bring out the whiteboard anymore. So, or at least not right now. So that 14 days on the market was almost 80% lower, or I guess 80. It was flying off the shelves 80% more is what I should say, or how I should phrase it. So what's up, Auntie Carol? So we got the days on MLS median. It's crazy. So detached, attached, market insights or market highlights here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. This is really good insights here. Sellers who were previously on the fence are now considering listing their homes, and which is interesting to me. I would not list in this market as of right now. I might wait for better times. Dan, if you want to chime in, let me know what you think. As another real estate agent, what would you consider advising your listings or your sellers, right? Homeowners planning to list in 2025 should consider taking exterior photos now while landscapes and lawns are free of snow. It's a good point. At the same time, you kind of do want to see it in the environments that it will be bought at. So winter kind of does make it look nice-ish, but yeah, just something to note. Instead of going through all these bullet points, there's a couple of things that, let me see here. Mortgage news. I think this might be one. Oh yeah, this is one. Boomers. This is under the, sorry to keep on going all around here. National news here. Baby boomers collectively own more than $19 trillion in real estate, with only $2.66 trillion in debt, a low loan-to-value ratio. So here we are as potential home buyers, investors, and all that good stuff, and these boomers do not want to sell. They got $19 trillion in equity in this real estate and $2.66 trillion in debt. That is 14% DTI. Amazing. So a lot of these people are probably owning these homes full on outright, and they just do not want to sell. They have a ton of equity left in their house, and they just don't want to sell, especially when if they were to sell right now, they would have to lose, or I guess not lose, but because they don't have an interest rate because it's paid off. But for those people that have paid off houses, if they were to buy a new house, they would be buying in at a higher interest rate than they're probably used to, right? I guess it depends on how much they want to take out. Let's say if they wanted to refinance, or, I mean, that's a ton of money probably left in their house, but that's just what I'm thinking here. So that was a really good statistic. I think that was a really interesting point. And this was really interesting too. Kat, you can probably attest to this. So here we are. This wallpaper is making a strong comeback for 2024 as consumers seek to add more personality to their homes. And I kind of want to give you guys an idea. So Kat and I managed this place for a little bit, and I want to show you the listing. So wallpaper really does make a listing pop here. And give me a couple seconds. I'm just going to be, let me see. Never mind. I have to log in and stuff. So the wallpaper really does make a pop. Kudos to Kat to actually like come out with that idea of like, hey, we should definitely put in some wallpaper here to make the listing for our client's Airbnb pop compared to the other short-term rentals within that that complex. Really interesting stuff. Fashion comes full circle, and wallpaper is included, I guess. So average number of active listings for September, 15,000. I think that's for Colorado or Denver Metro specific. I'm going to go over one more national news. Oh yeah, so this is the 79,000 more than those who sold without one. I was mentioning that at the beginning of the stream. Best week to buy a home is or was September 29th to October 5th, followed by about 2 weeks afterward. This period offers a favorable balance of market conditions for buyers. That is mainly love the wallpaper. Ask us for more tips. Yeah. The tip that I would give you is get a good contractor because I am not doing it myself. Or like another thing too, I learned a little bit about wallpaper, and that's something Kat could probably attest to as well, is like get thicker wallpaper. So if you get thick wallpaper, the texture on the wall is it can have divots here, right? Like it's not all the time are walls like completely smooth on the plaster or the drywall, right? So if you get thicker wallpaper, you don't have to sand it off and make it smooth. That I think it's like 3 millimeter is a good thickness, so that if you were to paste it onto the wall, you don't need to shave off and make it smooth. So yeah, interesting stuff. Jerry. Love wallpaper design. I guess it depends on where it is. Kudos. Nice. Okay. Not going to read through all this, but expert opinion on the Denver Metro. I think there's a couple of things here. Let me see. Oh, yeah. I think she mentions in here, somewhere in here, that Colorado now shares the second highest home insurance premiums with Texas, only behind Florida and Louisiana. So you see quite a big, or like, it's crazy to think that Colorado has such high insurance premiums for this stuff, right? I'm going to transfer over to like I'm going to talk to you guys here, right? So instead of like having the text all over there. So Florida, Louisiana, Texas, and Colorado. Those are the top 4 highest insurance premiums throughout the whole nation. It's crazy, right? But there is a common thread here. You got Louisiana and Florida, very susceptible to flooding, right? And then Colorado, you got wildfires, you got hail, you got those two. And then you also have Texas, who also probably has wildfires, but then you got the power outages too, which might come into effect there. And then you also got Houston, who can be bombarded by hurricanes. It's all insane that is, I mean, on our short-term rental here in the Denver area, we were seeing an insurance premium increase by like $400, $500 annually speaking. But nonetheless, that's like a good what? $80? No. something like that. Whatever the math comes out to be, it rose our mortgage by like $150 per month. So that, and also taxes going higher as well for the past year. So a lot of people that want to invest in the Colorado area, they got to keep that in mind. Insurance premiums and taxes are slowly going up, especially when Colorado becomes more and more popular for people that just want to stay here. Love that hail damage. Yeah. Hail, yeah. So going back to the mainstream. So thank you, Libby, for your insight. There's a couple graphs. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, but I'm not going to be going over all this specifically. But basically, a lot of these dips are just the winter time, and increases are during the spring and summertime. Pending sales, great. Residential median versus average close price. Median is usually lower because you got those multi-median mountain homes. Oh shoot, I forgot to take away the circle. There we go. Let me see here. Yeah, residential median and average close price on a more local scale. So this is like what? The third. I'm going to zoom in here. This is interesting. You got April 2024, median close price, that's the dark green here. 602,000 was the highest that we had it this whole year. And that was back in April. And I thought that home prices were still going to be increasing going through the summertime. But here we are seeing 600,000, 601,000. It's sort of like hovered and stagnated. And maybe that's like the balance of like higher interest rates, uncertainty with the elections, all that good stuff, and then also pushing on the summertime markets. But now that we got the wintertime, springtime, the fall and wintertime coming around, we're at a low of 576,000. So pretty insane to see, and who knows where it's going to be over October and November, and especially after the election. I'm really curious what that number will be. The December 2024 market will be very interesting to see in this market trends report. And thanks again for the Rueth team to compile all this information into one report for me. Thank you. It's not specifically for me, but it's for all realtors in the Denver metro area. Average days on MLS, residential active listings. This was a crazy time. 08, 09, you got a whole bunch of, active listings and closed sales. So active listings just went down significantly, but this is on a pretty grand scale, all the way back from January of 2008 all the way to July of 2024. So you're seeing a lot more active listings coming up. Crazy. And then this time was when I first started becoming a real estate agent. And this was a time where things were getting sold before they were being posted on the MLS, going off market here. Year to date, a lot of this is repeat information, so I'm just going to keep going down here. Market trends. So this is more specific to what we're looking at as far as like budget. Right? A lot of my buyers are within this 500,000 to 750,000 range here. Months of inventory, you got 2.8, 166 closed. I guess that is different for detached versus attached. So they should put a line here just so that I'm not confused here. But months of inventory, very different. And then you're looking at the percent change of price range for detached. You got 25% decrease, 36% decrease for attached. Breakdowns by price range. Instead of going through all this, I'm going to go through my notes here. Let me see. Notable stats. Oh, yeah. So 1.25 months of inventory in May of 2023. And then now we're at 3.6 months of inventory in September 2024. So over the course of like 1.5 months, we had an increase of about 2.5 months of inventory, which is pretty significant, which means like it's all the buyers, all the listings, all of that compiled into one pretty decent metric. And ever since May of 2023, interest rates have gone up, more uncertainty with the elections. And by that, like during that time too, Biden was still running for president too. So, yeah, a lot of things here. Let's see. What's the big deal? Rates are still considerably high. Yes. Even for home ownership, like for home owned loans, Oh my gosh, for people actually moving in to their primary residence. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Paying for more, let's say, rates are still considerably high. So for those primary residences, you're looking at 7.4-ish, 7.25-ish, depending on who you ask or what your lender is, and also what kind of loan product it is. Let me know if you want to talk to a lender, no matter like nationwide, because that's stuff that I'm not fully qualified to talk about, but it's just what I'm seeing on the market and the news that I'm reading at the same time. Paying for more home means it has to be a great home, fulfilling all needs and wants in a home. So when you have this high of a price point and more inventory on the market, a lot of buyers are seeing this as, hey, I got to wait for what I want and what I need all in one home. It just makes total sense for people to be like, okay, I can be patient with this stuff. And as much as I want you to be patient and find that perfect home, there's never going to be a perfect home. There's always going to be something wrong with a home, whether it's like, okay, HVAC is a little bit too old, even though it has a 3-car garage, it's a 3-bed, 2-bath, and the best neighborhood. There's always something that's going to be off. And I feel like you got to take advantage of that. And there's always negotiations when you go under contract. All of that has to be considered. So going back to the actual report here, property sold between 500,000 to 750,000. Christina here is the price range, or managing the price range, or what should I say? Breaking down the price range that I am very interested in. So let's see. Let me see here. I'm going to make sure that you guys can follow me and I can write in some lines here. So averaging 41 days compared to 39 in August of 2024, giving more discerning buyers extra time to weigh their options. So 41 days on market for this specific price point, which is even higher than what we were seeing initially at the very top. Where is it? We're on page 15. Here, median days on MLS 25. But for the price range that a lot of my buyers are in, the 500,000 to 750,000, you got 41 days on market. Let me delete this. There you go. Giving more discerning buyers extra time to weigh their options. However, homes that are priced right and well presented stand out continue to go under contract within days of hitting the market, and buyers must react quickly. Yeah, if it's like a turnkey property and you don't have to worry about that stuff, and a lot of my buyers that are just like looking to get into the real estate game, they just want to find a turnkey property. That way they're like, okay, it's my first home. I don't know what all of this looks like as far as like a contractor point of view. They just want to get into the game and have real estate work for them, and have real estate work with inflation instead of against inflation, because things like your salary, that's working against inflation, because that's the things that you're purchasing, versus homes, you do purchase those, right? So home prices increase as inflation usually increases. That they're usually strong correlations. As we move deeper to the Burr months, blah, 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 changing season, market has its moments, more fluff, more fluff. Wrapping up here, I am just going to bring up here a couple of things. Spotlight on the Denver metro rental market. And this is for people that are still currently renting, and also people that are looking for renters for their investment properties, right? You got single family active listings year over year, less active listings, right? Am I reading this right? Single family home. Oh yeah, year over year. So September of 2023 had less, had more versus September 2024. Yes, now it makes sense. Days on market, back in the day, significantly lower by just over a week. But here's the thing. Rent has decreased month over month and year over year for single family homes. For 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom homes. Well, sorry, 3-bedroom, year over year, it has actually increased. Pretty interesting, actually. 2,750. So at the same time, a lot of my clients that have midterm rentals, a lot of my clients that have these done up properties can charge a premium for furnished properties. And I'm like 90% sure that a lot of these single family and rental information that you have here is just going to be unfurnished. Furnished. It's really hard to write with a mouse. But yeah, unfurnished. So with that premium of having a furnished rental, you can charge significantly more for a 3-bedroom place. You're looking at what? $3,500 versus right now where it's showing as unfurnished at $2,800. Multifamily for the condos, all that good stuff. Condos significantly swung in the negative direction, decreased from year over year and month over month. Look at this 3-bedroom place for a multifamily property like a condo, townhome, things like that. I think that's what they mean by a multifamily, maybe even just a condo. Down 6% from last year. 2,500, 2023, we're at 2,350. Not significant, but $150 is $150. So thank you, Rental Beast, for giving us this information. So thank you. This is the counties that it goes over, or these are the counties that it goes over. This includes Boulder, Park County, Jefferson, so it does go into the mountains a little bit. Douglas County, all that good stuff. So yeah, dudes, thanks so much for even just being on the stream. I hope this was very eventful and still pretty entertaining, even though this might not have pertained to your market possibly, or even your area. This is just good practice for me, and this will also be recorded and put onto YouTube, obviously where you're seeing it, and it will be on there as well. So thanks so much, guys. I will be thinking of some other topics to talk about for future live sessions. If you want to put in the chat what you're looking for, or maybe even send me a text of what you're looking for as far as like what to talk about, things to do possibly, let me know, because I'm also thinking about doing live streams of home tours as well, not just recorded, but doing some home tours. So appreciate it, guys. And yeah, see you later.